Hey guys, this is Bomb speaking here, and on this video I'm gonna show you one of my Terran Grandmaster builds against Protoss. Alright guys, so I'm back, motherfuckers! Yeah, so to start this, this is a very safe build against Protoss, but it has some adaptations. You probably never seen the build exactly how I'm gonna show you here, but anyways, so this is like the standard Barracks gas. This is not gonna be a gas first opening, keep that in mind. Alright, let's keep making SCVs constantly. Now keep in mind that the moment the supply finishes, make a Barracks gas. There we go. So I like to have my camera set on my rally point, you know, so every time I press spacebar, look at that, camera jumps there. Maybe it's a good trick for you to do that too. Now, there's a detail of this build is very important, which is when the gas finishes, you're only gonna put one extra worker on the gas. So we're gonna have only 2, and that's on purpose. Keep that in mind. I'm not doing this like because I'm a scrub, even though I'm a scrub, you know, I suck dick at this game. Okay, so now whenever the barracks finishes, this is very important. You're gonna now make a marine orbital supply. Now I'm gonna pause here to explain to you something. Now with this build, we don't scout, we don't give a damn about that, because if there is a build that can kill us, would be only proxies, you know, proxy robo, proxy Stargate, proxy gateway, you know, but other than that, you should be good to go. And we're gonna make sure there are no proxies with this build. Got it? Now let's continue. So the way we do that is the following. My first marine here, I set a rally point using the minimap towards this base and then the other one, right? Quite simple. I use shift that to do that. Yeah. Now, the first marine is going out, so he's doing this. The second marine, I'm going the opposite way. I'm going the other way around. Yeah. Now, whenever the second supply finishes, make yourself a expansion. A lot of pros are gonna be triggered into be like, hey, what the hell is this build? After the barracks finishes and we expand, we're dropping down a bunker. Now another barracks as you get the money, right? Just get the infrastructure as you get the money. Look at that probe scouting me. Alright. One more. So we scout the corners, we saw nothing, so we're good to go. Once I drop down the 3 barracks, the next 125 minerals, I'm dropping down myself a engineering bay. Now I'm gonna make a reactor on the barracks after I get 4 marines. And now I can finally put 1 extra worker on the gas. So essentially, I only want to put workers on the gas once I get above 16 SCVs on the mineral line, because minerals is very important within this particular build here, okay? So, we'll keep producing. Set my hotkey here. There we go. Now, second barrack finishes, make a tech lab on it. Let's rally the oversaturation to the natural. Make sure you use the cameras. There we go. Now, third barrack finishes, make a tech lab on it. The third barracks finishes, you make also a tech lab on it. Now, I'm gonna start making right away marines and marauders. Okay. Now, if you see an adept coming here and trying to harass you, I highly recommend you drop blindly a turret on the main mineral line, you know? I usually don't, because nowadays I don't see much Stargate play, you know? But if you're concerned about oracles, just do it. Otherwise, just leave 4 marines in the bunker, rally everything to the main base, you should be good to go. Anyways, so now we're getting only marauders from both the barracks. Once the orbital from the expansion finishes, supply constantly. Okay. keeping my army here on the main base, because if something shows up, got supply block because I'm so good at the game. Now, if the supply, you get supply block like I did right here, just make an extra one, and then you should be good to go. Okay. Keep making units. Now, very important, guys. Make sure that at 4 minutes 4:20, drop down a turret right here. Now, this position, I specifically position my turret here because I want to deal with DTs, right? DTs, the fastest DT from 2 base is going to arrive at your base around 440, 450, the fastest. And a mistake a lot of people make is they make the turret inside the mineral line. That's a major mistake. Essentially, you want to position the turret between the ramp, the door, and the mineral line. So those are the 3 key points, and I'm going to make like a triangle in between here and position the turret right on the center of that, because this way I can defend the ramp, the mineral line, and the door at the same time. Got it? Because remember, the turret range, the detection range is bigger than its own range. Let's keep going. I'll keep reducing. Make another supply depot. I'm gonna also make another supply depot, guys, back here behind my main, because you know, wire prism can be very annoying. Now, very important, once you hit 440, it's time to move out. Where it's time to do a timing attack. Look at that. Now, once I had 16 SCVs on the natural, I'm gonna get all the gases and rally the main back to the main base. This is also very important. Now, because I have both mineral lines already fully saturated, I'm not worried about minerals. So I'm putting the workers right away on the gas, even before it finishes, because I'm going to be micro in a second here. Make sure you always position the Marines in the back, Marauders on the front. I'm scanning there. I'm stimming. Always make sure Marines stay in the back. See, right now, my money hit 100. So it's very important that when I'm attacking, I am paying attention to my SCV production, my troop production. Yeah, I am microing, and I am glancing at my money so I know when it's appropriate moment to go back. So whenever I get 100 gas with this build, I'm gonna go back, get a factory, because we're gonna start tacking up to, say, Barracks. Okay. Now, say this attack did not go too well. Now, a very important thing about this attack is the following. The main purpose of this attack is denying Protoss third base. This is your first top 1 priority. And the second priority is trading if it's viable, right? I mean, you don't want to engage against Protoss if he has like a 3 shield batteries, you know, what the hell? What the fuck you doing, right? So, make sure that before you engage, always scan ahead. Make sure if it's going to be a good trade. If it's a good trade, do it. If you see it's not a good trade, just deny the third base, go back home. Make sure that only use a second round of steam pack only if you are 100% sure you're going to make a good trade. Because if this attack fails, you might get behind army size-wise, and then if Protoss does a 2-base timing attack or something, you can just die right away. Anyways. So now that I have both the main and the natural mineral line fully saturated, and I'm getting my factory, I can now get Conceive shells, my +1 attack. I'm going back home. By the way, if you feel a little confused about the notes I'm giving you here, because it's a lot of information, I'll leave the build order written, I don't even know how to say that, fuck it. And you guys can just look there and use it, okay? Now, whenever the factory finishes, make a starport reactor on the factory. I'm getting myself now a third base. Just make sure you always prioritize units over infrastructure. Can drop down more meals now. Keep in mind I'm making +1 attack. I messed up my hotkeys there. There we go. Okay. Another supply depot. Now, if the first attack went really well, you can do another timing attack, but for now I'm gonna wait until I get medevacs, So 2 medevacs popping. Once I get a nice amount of money, once I already built my 3rd base, it's time to now get another engineer bay and an armory. And keep the money low. Keep the money low, keep spending. Making 1 supply every so often. My mineral is getting high again, so right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get 2 more barracks. There we go. Two medevac pops. I'm adding my units on the control group right away. Now, usually with this build, if you get like a 2 medevacs, you should be moving out to attack. But I'm gonna simplify the build for you because it might be a little too hard to execute that. Make sure whenever the 3rd base finishes, you check all the mineral lines to make sure there's no oversaturation. Alright, there we go. Alright, boys. Now this is the plan. This is the plan. Let me pause here for a second. Now this is very important. This build, if you make it very sharp, a very important tip here is by 7:30 to 8 minutes, you should have your 3 mineral lines fully saturated. This is very important. This is going to be like a benchmark to help you to understand if you are doing the build good or bad or how's it going. Okay. Now what I'm going to do now is the moment you get like a 2 to 4 medevacs, this is like one of the most important moments in a TvP build. Because it's the moment that you have to decide and plan out how you're going to attack the enemy. So what we're going to do with this build is the following. Once you get 4 medevacs, you're going to fuel up 3 medevacs of units and send behind their main base. And at the same time, I am sending my main army to attack his 3rd base. Got it? So the purpose here is we're gonna drop their main while attacking the front. Now let me pause here for a second because this is very important. Now here's the deal. First, you always want to use your frontal attack, the ground units that are already on the ground, as the units that are gonna pull Protoss out of position, right? So I'm gonna force him out of position with my main army, and then I'm gonna drop him on the main base, not the other way around. Okay? Because if I drop on the main base first, then I attack the front, it's much easier for him to defend. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but it takes around 0.8 seconds to drop each unit from the medevacs. So it's a long time. Got it? Now another very important concept about this is the following. You want to engage the guys that are going to attack the front, gotta be the most away from the drop, you know? So for example, if you look here on my mouse, for example, if he had the 4th base here, I would be attacking here with my main army, this army here, while dropping on the main base. So we'll attack with this army here, get him out of position, while dropping here on the main base to kill him, right? So the bigger the distance, the more damage you can cause. This concept also applies against all the other matchups, okay? So never do a frontal attack on the natural here and a drop on the main. That's too close. Instead, attack always creating that distance from the drop from your main army. The biggest the distance, the better. Got it? All right, so let's do it. So I'm attacking him. I'm just distracting Protoss now. I pull him out of position, and then I'm dropping in. Now make sure I scan ahead. We're producing, looking on the bottom panel here. I'm scanning him again. The moment he gets out of position, I'm moving in with the front army again. Because now I am pulling him towards this drop here, right? Position the Marauders on the front so they can tank the damage. Producing back at the base. So I'm attacking his 3rd on the opposite side. Alright, we're leaving. There we go. Now, I'm gonna get now another command center behind this. Make sure you get a Ghost Academy. Oh. There we go. See, the point is, always force him out of position and then engage on the opposite side, right? That's the goal. I'm getting myself a Ghost Academy. I'm gonna put 2 workers on each gas right now, because I need that money. Now, I'm gonna kill this base, and I'm gonna stay back here. Doing this is gonna trigger the Protoss to stay back at their base, so they don't come and try to counterattack me. I'm gonna make shockwaves research. This is very important. Keep getting the upgrades rolling. I have 72 workers. You wanna build up to 70. I have 71, sorry. You wanna build up to 72. Keep producing. More supply depot. Alright. Now we're doing the same thing, right? I'm on the field lap 3 medevacs, going around and attack with my man army the opposite side. In this case, he built his 3rd here, and there's no 4th there. It looks like, oh, there's a base down there, so that's good. That's good. Alright, 4th base finishes. I'm landing my 4th. When I start mining from my 4th base, I can get now 3 more barracks. So see, I'm gonna group up with this medevac here. I don't want him to get that base, so I'm denying it with that squad. Oh, is he counter-attacking me? Yeah, now he's out of position. I know his army's there. Oh, he's actually counter-attacking me, which is okay. We just attack and trade. Like, in this case scenarios, when you are trying to do your build and the Protoss tries to do a base trade against you, just make sure that rally everybody to the main base, start making liberators, maybe even make a 2nd layer of wall in your main base, you know, because the goal is trigger the Protoss to fight into your main ramp, right? Because it's a very small choke point, much easier to defend, and also very good for Widow Mines due to the splash damage. Got it? Now, one mistake that I see a lot of students doing, and I'd like to warn you about this, is that oftentimes I see people going in a base trade and they keep focusing on this army right here, right? Usually in a base trade scenario, the army that are gonna be micro-dependent are the ones that are in the base, because you're in a base trade scenario. So this army here and the one on the Protoss main base, I'm just like a moving and stimming and fuck it, I'm forgetting about it. And then I'm focusing just to defend back at the base. Got it? So I'm stimming here, I'm stimming here, I'm stimming here. I'm sending all my whole army to the main base. There we go. Let's sit back here. If you're really worried, just make like a engineering bay wall like this. Maybe from time to time you can go back. Save the workers there if necessary. Yeah, there we go. Alright. And there you go. Now, he's definitely not gonna be able to do anything now, right? Because I destroyed his bases. That was much better for me in the base trade scenario here. And there you go, guys. This is the build. Apply it and let me know how it goes. Hey guys, if you are looking to improve in StarCraft 2, I am giving a 50% discount in my first coaching session. Just check out the details in the description below, and I see you guys next time.